And now let's go back to that Bofors story that I was talking to you about. After having lost out to a huge deal recently, Swedish firm Bofors now wants answers. In a candid and exclusive interview to Headlines Today correspondent Shivaru, the chairman of Bofors really spoke his mind.
Almost 2 months after Headlines Today broke the news of how Swedish arms firm Bofors lost out on a huge artillery contract, even as it was sure to win, the company's chairman spoke out for the first time today on the government's completely unexpected decision. In an exclusive interview to Headlines Today, Håkan Kangert, chairman of Bofors, said he was caught entirely off guard by the government's shocking decision.
I was totally surprised. It was something that we had not expected. So I was very, very surprised, indeed. First, I was surprised to hear that there will be a new RFP issued. And secondly, I was surprised to hear that the Army thinks that we have not met the requirements. And at that point, we don't agree.
Still riding high on its reputation as having made the formidable weapons that won India the Kargil heights back, Bofors is desperately trying to shake off the stigma of its past. But in a candid affirmation, Kangert pointed out that political considerations had no place in a military evaluation.
I think that the merit of the gun is what is important in this business, as in all business, and I think that the Indian Army deserves the best they can get. So we stay with the merit of the gun.
So what now for Bofors? Well, Kangert has personally written to Defence Minister A.K. Antony and asked for a formal debrief of how Bofors lost out on the deal, even though it had been repeatedly told by the Army that it was on the threshold of victory.
We would very much like to know what has happened, and I would very much like if a technical oversight committee could be put in place to look into this, as the DPP indicates it's possible to do, because there is some misunderstanding here. We have initiated a dialogue with the customer to try to find out what is missing in this process.
And Army Chief J.J. Singh's U-turn on the deal is now under the spotlight. The Army Chief has not only contradicted the statements of two former Vice Chiefs, but his own earlier statement as well.
The Chief of Army said last year, after conclusion of the trials, that the trials had been successfully concluded. And then to hear a couple of months, half a year later, that we have not met the criteria, it's surprising. On the contrary, we have got from senior Army officials that we have fulfilled all requirements. So that's why I'm so surprised. We have our own test results and protocols, and they are telling us that we have met all the criteria. It's not only the Army that keep records of what is going on, we do it as well.
Bofors is also desperate to try and shake off the ghosts of its past relationship with India, a ghost that continues to be New Delhi's biggest political weapon. But the company draws faith from the Army, which it believes has always put forth an honest opinion about the gun, political considerations aside.
The Indian Army is actually asking for the state of the art, a very, very sophisticated and modern gun. And we delivered that, and we were here and demonstrated all parameters like accuracy, consistency, and we met or exceeded all the requirements.
But political motivations may already be at play. Bofors, which was keen to participate in a separate tender for wheeled artillery guns, has now announced its inability to meet the demonstration deadline put forth by the government. Was this deliberately engineered to exclude the Swedish hot potato? It's possible. The walls now seem to be closing in on the firm as it searches desperately for answers. Will they be forthcoming from a Congress-led government in power? The odds, as always, are stacked. In New Delhi, Shiv Arur for Headlines Today.
Well, let's now go straight over to our correspondent who got us that interview. Shiv Arur now joins us with more.